Welcome to stage 1 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, sponsored by the Ruler's Representative Court in Al Dhafra region. This is slated as the toughest outing of this year's edition, with almost 250 kilometres against the clock in massive, unfamiliar dunes. It could potentially ruin some competitors' hopes of overall victory.
Clearly, we had an issue this evening.
Starting position was very important then, and last night the top 10 finishers in the FIM and FIA classes got to pick their starting spot within that top 10. Everyone decided to play it safe and start as far back as they could. Everyone, that is, except Irish biker Oran O'Kelly, who said he couldn't pass up this chance to open at a major international rally.
Just thought, heck, why not? Why start third when I have an opportunity to open a stage in my home away from home in the Emirates? So really pumped, really excited, a little bit nervous, but should be good fun. Should be a nice test to see how I actually can navigate. I'd hope at least to get to checkpoint 1 before some of the top boys catch me.
There were no surprises in the ultimate class, where everyone opted to set off in 10th. That meant that young American hotshot Seth Quintero was bumped up into first place.
It's all been a learning curve this year, so whatever I can get, any seat time I can get, I'm gonna take it and learn with it. So I mean, there's no better way to learn than to start up front and try to get these guys away. So yeah, I'm sure they're gonna be coming up quick, but I'm gonna do the best I can to keep Miami.
The two openers perhaps sharing a few tips on their strategies for the next morning.
It was a brave move for Oran O'Kelly, opting to open the road on this first full day of competition here in Abu Dhabi. The Irishman, who grew up in Dubai, is no stranger to the dunes, but first in was certainly proving to be a challenge. With no tracks to follow, he inevitably dropped time in the first 40 kilometres, eventually finishing 16th.
Opening the route, I have no regrets. If you asked me this in the stage, I definitely would have said no, never again, never again. But look, I'm only rally racing 3 years. I'm still looking to build, still looking to learn. I did my first Dakar this year. So any experience I have like this, to put myself in an uncomfortable position or put myself in a difficult position, I need to jump at this opportunity.
Back in the stage, and after winning the prologue yesterday, Botswana's Ross Branch was once again setting the early pace. He was leading at kilometre 131. But all was not well on the Hero machine. At the midway refuel point, Branch was reporting engine problems.
The bike is broken. It's going to have a small technical problem with the bike, but we'll see. Just have to make it to the finish and see if we can get there.
With Branch now limping through and dropping down the field, it was Michael Doherty who was on a flyer. He took the lead at kilometre 169 and did not look back. The South African eventually winning today's stage by nearly 3 minutes.
It was a difficult one, that's for sure. The first half of the stage was really difficult with all the drop-offs, and they were catching me out a lot. Like every time I get on the gas, I think there was a drop-off, I hit the brakes, and there was just a flat piece. So yeah, it was really tricky.
Behind Doherty came Aaron Murray, back this year on a full factory bike with Hero, and the South African was taking full advantage. He looked comfortable in the dunes, and there was more in the tank if he needed it. A steady start to this year's event, second fastest today.
Caught the lead group maybe at around 50 kilometers, and then yeah, opened the whole stage, which was really cool for me. It was my first time opening a stage, so yeah, I mean, massive learning experience for me today.
And completing the top 3 after bonus time was applied came Konrad Dabrowski. A good start to his Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge campaign. He did enter last year but returned too soon from injury and illness. This year though, Dabrowski is out to prove a point.
Yeah, tough stage, especially at the end with this, with a really soft sand, but good day overall for sure. Looking forward for the tomorrow and for all of the stages. I have a good feeling, and yeah, I'm just enjoying battling up front.
It was a testing day for Austria's Tobias Ebster. Fresh after his Malimoto victory at this year's Dakar, he's fast becoming a household name in Rally Raid. 4th fastest today despite clutch failure and issues with his front brake. Ebster, a real podium contender. So, a stage win for Michael Doherty on the Husqvarna after a mega ride, nearly 3 minutes clear of Aaron Murray. Dabrowski rounding out the top 3, and all that means in the overall standings Doherty leads, but he'll have his work cut out opening the road tomorrow. What of Ross Branch though? Well, he limped to the finish line but required a tow back to the bivouac where a new engine was waiting for him. That adds a 15-minute penalty to the 30 minutes he's already dropped in the stage. Not the start he was hoping for. In the quads, Abdulaziz Ali sent a clear message to his rivals today. The Emirati rider was unstoppable. Despite not having the perfect stage, he was still over an hour faster than Kamil Wisniewski. If today's performance is anything to go by, Ali will be in a league of his own.
However, I did face some problem. I lost my petrol cap and I had one flat tire, and after that it all worked good.
Just 3 quads competing in this year's event, and after a difficult day for Wisniewski, Ali leads by over an hour.
As if opening the stage wasn't stressful enough. Seth Quintero preparing to lead out the ultimates in the first full-length outing of this Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Seems to be a very tricky stage, maybe the trickiest one of this edition. My first time here, so definitely have to pay attention and learn a little bit this first kilometers.
Well, Lucas Moraes was spot on. Danger was lurking around every dune, as his fellow Brazilian Christian Baumgart soon found out.
We went over a broken dune, the engine died, and we were doing a wheelie very slowly until it rolled. So we are okay and we should continue.
Well, they would only make it 82 kilometres before retiring and driving their ProDrive Hunter back to the bivouac. It was a frustrating day for Gerland Chichery, who posted the fastest times in the first part of the special. But the Frenchman then ripped off a tyre while his co-driver Alex Vinok started to feel ill. While Chichery himself didn't suffer the motion sickness that forced him to abandon early last year, he lost a bit of focus and got stuck on a dune. Add all of that up and the 2009 winner dropped 20 minutes. Quintero was always going to lose some time today, but the American should be pretty happy with his performance at the front. He opened from start to finish and came in 11 minutes down on the winner, having eased off at the end to save fuel. Remember, the 21-year-old has only done a handful of rallies since he switched to the Ultimates, so he is still getting to grips with the T1 Plus car.
It went all right. I mean, we started first and we finished first, so that's pretty good, not too bad right there, but definitely some tricky stuff in there. It was fun being the first on the road, so learned a lot, and we'll keep learning.
Martin Prokop also had issues with fuel consumption, guzzling almost 200 litres in the first 100k, but things improved as the stage wore on. He was also happy with the new damper setup, as he and Viktor Chitka finished 5th on the stage. The Czech driver is looking confident after a career-best finish of 5th at the Dakar, an improvement on his own national record. As we heard, this is an Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge debut for Moraes. The Brazilian was on course for another podium at last month's Dakar until late mechanical issues dropped him down to 9th. He's looking to bounce back here and finish in the top 5 overall. Moraes battling through some motion sickness on what he described as a very, very difficult stage, but he ended up in 4th place. 3rd place went to Juan Cruz Jacopini, who continues to go from strength to strength. The young Argentine started much further back today, having only come 30th among FIA vehicles on the prologue, but he was able to go flying through the field. Jacopini said there wasn't much dust and he felt very comfortable in the Toyota Hilux Overdrive. He reckons that if he can keep going like this, he should end up in a solid position overall. Guillaume de Mévius is only doing his 3rd rally in the top cars class, but 2nd place at the Dakar has increased the expectations surrounding the Belgian. Like Shishiri and Jacopini, he's also competing for Overdrive Racing, the team that his father Gregoire set up with Jean-Marc Fortin some 25 years ago. Guillaume said it wasn't easy to find a good rhythm today, nor to overtake, but he still came home in 2nd place. But the win, as it so often does in this part of the world, went to Nasser Al-Attiyah. The Qatari has made no secret of the fact that he needs to claim overall victory to get his World Championship bid back on track. After a difficult start today, he and Edouard Boulanger stormed through the second half of the special to win by just over 3 minutes.
We make a mistake and we brake and we stall the engine and then we stuck for 5 minutes. But okay, after we tried to recover and we did a really good job to come here and we win the stage.
The stage and overall standings are the same, with Al-Attiyah leading de Mévius and Jacopini. Defending champion Yazid Al-Raji is 10 minutes back. Now, one of the big stories heading into this rally was that Al-Attiyah had replaced his long-time co-driver Mathieu Baumel with Boulanger. He now tells us a bit more about it.
Pleased to say you're from Super Insurance. I hear you, man. Yes, sir.
Can I lock it in for you, ma'am? Thank you.
No time for distraction, time for action. This is tennis and it's all about passion. Your world of champions is locked in to bring you the last one standing. Every player in the zone, eyes on the prize as they climb to the throne. Continuing the rise and it's time to come home. ATP Tour and Supersport is where you belong. This is tennis, proudly brought to you by M&G Investments.
We spent 10 years with Mathieu, we win everything, and now, okay, when we decide to change is a normal because this is the motorsport. Nothing happened, you know, I don't have contract with him, and I said if you want to find another driver or another thing, you know, you are free. But we don't have really any problem with Mathieu, and I speak with my sponsor, you know, with the Red Bull, with my sponsor, you know, if we change the co-driver, and we speak with Edouard, you know, and then we find everything coming together. He's one of the best co-driver, you know, also. To get him from Stefan is, it's like, you know, we are really lucky. When he sit first time, and we was laughing, you know, and smiling, and he liked my style, you know, how to drive, and yeah, it's nice to have him. You know, he's a new friend, and I think it's good to have him and beside me and for the new project.
In the Challenger class, all eyes were on Dakar winner and fastest through yesterday's prologue stage, Cristina Gutierrez. But the Spanish driver was not going to be able to repeat her success from Saudi Arabia at the start of the year. Her Taurus machine was plagued with cooling issues, and she and co-driver Pablo Moreno were forced to stop.
Kilometer 94, the temperature of water is so high, and I checked and I broken one pipe of our water. If it's possible to fix it, I repair, but the water is inside the engine and I broke the head for the engine or the head for the wastegate. I don't know, but it's broken, it's not possible to continue.
Drama from the word go in the Challenger and bike categories. Both race favourites hit early on with mechanical issues. That left America's Austin Jones in the Can-Am machine to storm to stage victory today. His winning margin 2 minutes and 44 seconds clear of second place.
Stage was really nice. It was a good setup between, some fast stuff and a little bit more technical areas. So I had a really good day. I was happy with it. Oriol and I, we worked well together. I went really slow in the beginning, like all morning. I was being very conservative, but we picked it up a little bit at the end, and hopefully we did good. I got to look at the results, but I think it was good.
Behind Jones came 2023 T4 winner Rokas Baciuska. The Lithuanian moving up to the Challenger class this year has instantly found his feet. Baciuska, also in a Can-Am, looked at home in the soft dunes. He wasn't taking any risks and confirmed second fastest. The first of the Taurus runners came via Laia Sanz, a last-minute addition to this year's Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, and she was instantly knocking on the door of the top two, just 4 seconds slower than Baciuska.
After all, it was a good day. Mechanics were working all night to fix the car, so I'm happy. We had some temperature issues and some small issues, but overall we are quite happy. It's the first day with this car. At the beginning I didn't know very well the rhythm, but in some points I could start pushing and feeling good, so hopefully tomorrow we can have even a better day.
Over 2 minutes further back came Nicolas Cavigliaso, the Argentinian not completely happy with the conditions, but the time dropped was minimal, and with Gutierrez unable to finish today's stage and with an engine change required, it's blown the fight for the win and the championship wide open. Confirmation then of Austin Jones' victory over Baciuska today. The pair separated by 2 minutes and 44 seconds after 250 kilometres of race action. Laia Sanz third, just 4 seconds further back, with Cavigliaso in fourth. Rounding out the top five though in the Challenger class, it's Dutchwoman Puk Klaassen. Nasser Al-Attiyah has not just been spending his time behind the wheel here in Abu Dhabi. The Qatari took time out of his busy schedule to visit a children's hospital and brighten up their day.
Hello. Peace be upon you. Look, we brought you flowers. Give me a kiss. How are you doing? Many thanks to the brothers who are running this hospital. I have come here to visit these injured and sick children, and I hope that they get better soon.
After that, it was back to the bivouac in Al Dana to meet city officials, the home of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge for the first two stages.
يا مرحبا بكم والله. رالي أبو ظبي لحد اليوم الحمد لله يعني متواصل، ونتمنى إن شاء الله أن يدعون للفوز بهذا الرالي.
Finally to the SSVs, where a fascinating battle is already unfolding. Sebastian Guayasamín is hugely experienced, but this is his first outing at the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. He says that so far it's everything he hoped for and more. The Ecuadorian had a ball today in the dunes, adding that the absence of trucks makes the navigation easier and a lot more fun. Fourth on the stage, and he's looking forward to more adventures. Six weeks after coming third at the Dakar in his native Saudi Arabia, Yassir Sayyidan arrives in Abu Dhabi with big ambitions. He said this stage wasn't quite as tough as he had been expecting after yesterday's briefing. However, he did have to repair a broken clutch belt, so he pushed to make up time. Third on the day, around 6 minutes off the pace. Mansour Bilhili was also a little nervous about today's outing, to the extent that he went into it with 63 litres of excess fuel, and that extra weight probably cost him the stage victory. He also miscalculated his suspension setup, going a bit too soft, but still finished second on the day. Bilhili also praising the work of his hugely experienced co-driver, Khalid El-Kendi. João Ferreira was also expecting worse, but said today wasn't as gruelling as the empty quarter stages on the Dakar. The Portuguese driver didn't feel too comfortable in the early part of the stage, so it wasn't until after refuelling that he really began to put the hammer down. Ferreira taking the win by just over a minute, and he's relishing the prospect of a scrap with his Middle Eastern rivals.
It's a long rally, for sure. He knows very well this kind of terrain, and even Yassir Sayyidan will be super fast as well. So I hope I can have a good fight with them and win the rally.
The gap's already opening up in the SSVs, with almost half an hour separating the top 10. But up at the top, Ferreira leads Bilhili by just 1 minute and 8 seconds. Pietro Chinotto sits fifth, with his father Michele also inside the top 10 for the Extreme Plus CST Polaris team.
I'm Mohammed bin Sulaim, currently the president of the FIA. Also, I was the founder in 1991 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, and proud also to see the development and the success of this event, which also had a lot of challenges and an important round of our World Championship. I remember in a restaurant, a pizza restaurant, where I just took a napkin with a friend of mine and we wrote, if I do this and do this. It was the first motorsport event ever held in Abu Dhabi, the capital. There was nothing before. The first few years when we did it, it was perfect. Why? Anything new, everybody likes it. Growing it was not a problem, but sustaining was the biggest challenge, of course. Ari was here, of course, and Jean-Louis Schlecher, and Jean-Louis always complaining, but that's Jean-Louis. Then you have Peter Hansel, Stefan. He was in a motorcycle, then he moves to a car, you know, like that is, I feel they become wiser, the drivers, from riding to driving. When I see now the technology, and I go back, when there was no technology, I said, we were mad. Everybody, me as a driver, me as an organizer, the drivers, the FIA, the advanced technology made it much more safer, easier, and even environmentally friendly. Don't underestimate the desert. You have to engage with the desert. You don't engage, you might have a big problem. Because you think, oh, it's easy, everything going, you know, you're floating around with your car, and one mistake can be catastrophic. To enter, you are very courageous. To finish it, you are courageous and proud also. It was not easy because, you know, you need to have the trust of the people, and this is something you value, you do appreciate, and meanwhile you have to protect. I'm really happy to see that I left something.
What a day's racing we have had, and there's more to come from stage 2 tomorrow when we do it all again. Make sure you join us for the action. For now, we'll leave you with some of the best onboard images of the rally so far.
Sympa comme spécial.
Ouais, c'est marrant. Un arrivé un peu chaud là.
Ouais.